Hey guys, it's Matt here, and today we're going to talk about where to get started in a sea of options. There are so many options in building this online business, and we're going to talk about where to get started. And the question comes from Lauren Carlson, who writes a long email about how he's been involved. He's personal background with depression, and he sees a lack of easily accessible support for those who are fighting it. And he wants to build a brand that is multimedia. So he says, books, blog, video, audio, webinars, seminars, you name it, and culminates in workshops, keynote speaking, and possibly personal coaching. And where he is stuck, he says, I'm at the starting gate. I'm new to social media, new to websites, new to email lists, but I'm not computer illiterate, and I'm interested in using affiliate income as a humble starting point and build strategic relations through that as well. And he says, I'm sponging up everything I see, hear, and read that I believe will help me along the way. And I see this as a common problem. This is a very common problem. I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the hustle. I appreciate the fact that he's saying, I'm sponging up everything. I'm a sponge. I'm willing to learn. That's great. But my suggestion to him and to anybody who faces this same thing, this is a daily battle in today's world, I think. This isn't just in marketing. This isn't just in affiliate marketing. This isn't just in in online marketing. This is a daily battle in life. All the endless things that we could possibly do, all the distractions we have. And my advice to him was to get started with one thing. Take social media, for example. There are a bajillion options where you could start. You could start on Twitter. You could start on Facebook. You could start on Instagram. You could start on Snapchat. You could start on Blab. You could start on, Pinterest. The list goes on and on. There's going to be a new one within the next 3 months. And, traditional advisors will go to the biggest one, go to Facebook. But what if that's not where your audience is really hanging out talking about your topic? Not to mention, Facebook is a big pond. It's the biggest pond in the world in terms of marketing. And you're going to be a little fish. So wouldn't you rather be, if you're going to be a little fish, wouldn't you rather be a little fish in a little pond, at least to start off with, and maybe get some experience? So I would personally start with one that's new and up and coming. I would, it would be Snapchat a year ago. It would be, Instagram 3, 4, 5 years ago. It'd be Pinterest when it first came out. What's the new one that, literally only has like 20,000 users? Or is there one that's maybe more specific to your target audience? Facebook is kind of everybody. Twitter is kind of everybody. But is there one that's more specific? In Lauren's example, is there a social network? This sounds kind of crass to say this. Is there a social network where people who are more prone to depression tend to hang out? I don't know. Or is there a social network? Maybe you're getting into soccer coaching. Like my friend Mark Sieverkrop, who I mentioned before. What we realized with him is one of the best places. This is his idea, not mine. One of the best places to find his target audience is on Instagram with the hashtag soccer mom and soccer dad, because they're posting pictures of their kids playing soccer. They're really into it. They're not just saying, "Hey, my kid has soccer practice." And Facebook, while you could probably do the same thing, it's just a bigger pool of people. So it's harder to get in there. It's harder to cut through the noise. So definitely, I would say go to something that's smaller and newer, smaller pie that you can get a bigger chunk of, and then stick with that until you've hit critical mass. All right, I've been on, let's just say you start with Snapchat. I've been on Snapchat for 2 whole weeks. I've posted every day. It's time for Facebook. That's a big mistake. You become like the Snapchat person, or the whatever new one comes up in the next few months. You become that person for that topic. For your topic, you become the go-to expert on such and such in that social network. So whatever that may be. So Mark, I know you've heard me say it's like you become. It's not a new one, but like Instagram is just so perfect for you. You become the Instagram soccer dude. Like, for kids 12, 13, 14 and under, whatever it is, for their parents, you become the go-to expert on Instagram with videos and with pictures and with whatever that stuff that drives them back to your site to download a training plan, things like that, whatever it may be. How to get your kid into travel soccer. I don't know what it is, but you come up with something and you become the go-to expert on Instagram before you move somewhere else. The biggest mistake I see is that people, they try to be everywhere, so they're nowhere. And we talked about that, I think, in video one, how one of the ways that I was able to, really get honed in on my message. And one of the ways I was able to grow so rapidly was by getting so focused on what I'm talking about and what I'm not talking about. And, getting focused on what network you're going to be on and what network you're not going to be on. Because I said, if you try to write for everyone, you write for no one. And it's the same way. If you try to be on every network, then you're an inch wide or an inch deep, mile wide and an inch deep. You're mile wide and an inch, mile wide and an inch deep, and that's no way to dig a well. You want to dig a well, you go an inch wide and a mile deep. I grew up where I lived out in the country in North Carolina. That's what we had was wells. We didn't have city water. Now I'm like, what's a well? But anyway, so get focused, pick one, start with one. You don't have to use my strategy of starting with probably the newest, shiniest object. You can start with whichever one you want. But I would set a time, like, we're going to stick with this one. We're going to be so intentionally disciplined with this one for 6 months and then move on to the next one. As I'm Matt McWilliams, and if you're watching this anywhere other than mattmcwilliams.com, make sure to head on over there. Got tons of free resources to help you with your marketing, specifically your affiliate campaigns and how to run product launches with affiliates. All kinds of freebies over there. So head on over, mattmcwilliams.com. And this was day 3. I will see you in the next one, day 4.